Yesterday, as I record this on the 4th, so February the 3rd, President Donald Trump announced that there was a 30-day planned suspension of the 25% tariffs he was going to import on Canada and Mexico. This follows some commitments on both nations saying they're going to enhance some border security and do some more to combat drug trafficking. For Canada, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau will appoint a fentanyl czar and establish a joint task force with the U.S. to address organized crime. And for Mexico, Claudia Sheinbaum, the president there, will deploy 10,000 National Guard members to strengthen the border enforcement. Now, while this sounds like great negotiation tactics, the problem is these are basically things that are going to happen anyway. But they're said in public. Donald Trump got the win. We're going with that one. Let's go to China, though, because China is going to get them tariffs. That 10% tariffs are in effect right now. They are there. So the administration cited concerns over illegal immigration and drug smuggling, just like in Canada and with Mexico. The response from China is to say, okay, 15% on coal, liquefied natural gas, 10% on crude oil, automobiles, and that's going to go into effect in 10 days or 6 days from now on February the 10th, because it takes a little time to get the tariffs on the books going forward. The economics are warning that the tariffs could lead to higher prices in general for American consumers because that's how tariffs work, particularly in sectors like automobiles and agriculture. The Peterson Institute for International Economic Studies says that the sustained 25% tariff that is expected to happen to Canada and Mexico eventually will increase gross domestic product by $250 billion over several years. So additionally, the Tax Foundation projects a $1.2 trillion increase in tax revenue from this because you're spending more money on things. So yeah, that's good, but you're spending more money on things. And in our course, a significant portion of that comes from the levies on Canadian and Mexican goods. You're not actually spending more money for things you want to do. You're just spending more money because the prices of taxes and pensions is there. The European Union is right now a little bit weary about what's happening. Keep an eye on their stock markets because the stock's going up and down, up and down. Essentially, when Trump took away the tariffs for 30 days, we have found that everything basically corrected itself, so things should be fine going forward. But the dollar versus the dollar, Canadian versus U.S., is having some issues back and forth how money works out that way. The future outlook is still being seen, a bit murky, a bit cloudy, as we don't know exactly what's going to happen. Trump likes to use tariffs because he says they're beautiful, but he really knows they're not that great. They're just a great cudgel, a great stick to swing around to force people to do things that they know he's really crazy enough to do. What will happen in the China deals and the American deals for Canada and Mexico and other places where tariffs are being levied here and there as hopefully a bargaining tactic, not actual policy? We'll have to see.